Hey guys, it's Gordon J. Wallace here, sales representative with RE/MAX Real Estate Center in Cambridge, Ontario. New website. So you can come to callsouthernontariohome.com. That's callsouthernontariohome.com and check out all the great resources we have for you here. A little bit of an updated structure. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the stats here in a second. And for that, we will hop over to our lovely Excel spreadsheet. So looking at Brant County, including Brantford, total active on the market today, 281 versus 290 last weekend. So a net decrease of 9. You have 9 fewer properties to look at this week than last week. That includes 4 that became new today. Reduces by 8 that were conditionally sold, 43 firm sales. So Brant, what was going on last week? 2 listings expired, 3 suspended, and 11 canceled, but 0 of those had been on the market between 1 and 5 days. So you can see the firm sales here in Brant County doubling week over week, okay? And this theme of a net reduction in active properties on the market this week, but a jump in sales is pretty prevalent throughout these 3 market areas. Not as pronounced in Wellington County here, but you'll see a net decrease of 25 listings week over week. That includes 9 that were new today, 10 that conditionally sold, so that's up 7, and 4 more firm sales in the preceding 7 days and the preceding 7 days from last week, okay? Only 6 listings expired, 3 suspended, 12 canceled, but again, 0 of those that have occurred on properties that were listed between 1 and 5 days. Waterloo region, where we see the lion's share of activity, net decrease again of 6, 21 new today, so again, double-digit new listings every day. 12 conditional sales, 112 firm sales. So we're into the triple digits now for a 1-week period. 9 listings that expired, 17 that got suspended, and 26 that were canceled. But again, 0 of those suspensions and cancellations were from sellers entering the market and then getting cold feet and exiting, which is what I call the between 1 and 5 days on market category. I want to talk a little bit longer today about sort of the market. We did see a decrease in sales volume in the month of April. Okay, I'll try and move me off to the side here. You can see we're going to look at all price ranges, all property types, all square footages, all. So I'm not blocking anything important by moving myself up here. But for Waterloo region, you can see that the home sales, so the sales that occurred, okay, we're at about January, December levels here, okay? So if we look at what normally happens in the course of real estate, we have a lull in the Christmas season into New Year's, okay? And then once the weather starts getting nice, that's when we start to see an uptick in sales activity, peaking in May, cooling off a little bit for the summer months, and then kind of rebounding a little bit in the early fall, okay? So that's just your typical real estate cycle. So you can see here for April, we basically reverted back to January, December levels. Will March resume its placeholder as the busiest activity month of the calendar year, or will we just restart this ascension? I don't feel like we're going to go any lower just based on the activity from this first week alone, but I just want to get that out there because again, sales activity this April compared to last April, sure, it's down. You can see what it's down there, 58%, okay? So that seems pretty significant when you read about it in the media. But when you look at it from a cyclical point of view, in that real estate goes through a cycle year over year, this month would have occurred sometime in the 12-month period, okay? So the fact that it happened in April is odd, is very odd, but is not necessarily concerning. So when people say the market is down or not down, if your home value decreases, I think that's when you can say the market has gone down. Home values have, in Waterloo region, as well as Wellington and Brant, have more or less retained their value. They didn't grow a lot during the April month. And that's prevalent when you look at sort of the average and median sales prices, okay? Now, the sales price number is a big number and it's easy for people to understand because it's what you would get if you sold your house, is how people relate to it, okay? I don't like using this number because it can be skewed by if one part of the market is hotter than the other, okay? So in Waterloo, Wellington, Brant, we have properties that range from 200,000, 250,000, all the way up to $10 million, okay? So if an artificially high amount of the activity is in one of those two ends, it can skew this number a little bit more. I like to focus on price per square foot because I think that brings it down to what I would call a base unit, which is that, you know, a 10,000 square foot mansion going for $10 million is going to have a higher price per square foot than a condo that needs to be completely renovated. Okay, but I think some of that discrepancy is mitigated by breaking it down to a per square foot unit. You can see the shapes of all these graphs here are pretty much the same. They're pretty much smooth. A lull here in November, December 2018, a spike here in February, March 2020. No matter which kind of chart I flip between, they all kind of have that same high peak and low peak, okay? So when I talk about this, I'm going to talk about it in terms of median price per square foot, and you can see year over year, it is still up in Waterloo region, 8.3%. We'll pop over to Wellington. Okay, 8.3%. And we'll do Brant region, 13.7%. A lot more volatile in Brant there. You can see a lot more ups and downs, okay? So while we're on the topic, I'll just do a quick little math thing here. Some of you might tune in at this point. That's understandable. I'm a math nerd, so you might be curious what the difference between median and average is. So in terms of calculating the median for a set of numbers, you literally line them up from smallest to biggest and pick the one in the middle. Average, you're going to add all those numbers together and you're going to divide by how many you have. So I just picked a bunch of random prices here. You can see that out of all these numbers, the median would be 350,000. The average is 370. Why do we pick one over the other? The median is better because it ignores the high and the low end completely. It just focuses on that middle number. A lot of times we prefer that number because if we have a home sale that was artificially high, you'll see the median doesn't change because we're still using just the middle number, but the average there jumped up quite significantly. So you can skew the average a lot easier than you can skew the median when you're talking about a large enough data set, okay? So that is all that I had to say on that. If you want to be able to come and check these stats for your area on demand, I have set up those sections of the website already. So Brant, Waterloo, and Wellington. And you can just click into one of these sections here. Okay, I'll give you my little preamble of what you're looking at. But it really is just that price per square foot graph. Okay, it's going to look a little bit different because it's more squished in this view. So just really look at the scale, you know, going from 360 here to 380 there, okay? And this breaks it down by city within the region, okay? So all of that can be found again on callsouthernontariohome.com. We also have a bunch of different ways you can access the site. Call Cambridge Home, call Kitchener Home, call Waterloo Home, call Guelph Home, call BrantfordHome.com. Okay. Any questions about your specific market or your needs in the short term, please feel free to give me a call, 226-218-0433, or if you have Facebook Messenger, stop by the website and I'll be happy to chat with you here. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Stay safe.